There's a guy upstairs.
Yeah, there is.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What's up?
Yo, you don't have to use that.
Oh, what the So dudes, this video was sponsored by Uncut Gems.
Is it too late?
Critics are raving. Sandler delivers a must-see Welcome to another Operator How-To. Today we're going to take a look at Rule 34 Sniper Kali.
Extra thick!
Team Rainbow's equivalent of Widowmaker, which is just Overwatch's equivalent of Kraber Grappling Hook. Kali is a 2-speed attacker with the first new gun to come to Siege since Operation Outback Steakhouse. Wait, how do you... Is it Kali? Kali. Kali. California, Kit Kats. Kicks. Kickstar. Comrade. Comrade Dyatlov.
I apologize.
Comrade. Kokona. California Kid is one of the most unique attackers to be added to the game in a while, with a kit that is centered around sitting and taking surgical shots, which is kind of what I assumed Ubisoft wanted to do with Glaz until people started entry fragging with him.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Kali seems to be Ubisoft's attempt to keep people from entry fragging with snipers, but that's not going to stop Bikini or Noob from doing it, so you really hate to see it happen, I guess. Kali's gadget, the Splodin Stick, fires from an underbarrel launcher off of her bolt-action sniper rifle, the CSX Railways, the Bombardier CRJ 900 Regional Jet, the CCS Championship Series. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to call it Kit Kat Sniper Rifle. I'll talk about her gadget after I talk about her gun, because her gun is so unique that it more or less is a part of her gadget. You don't get other options for primary weapons. Kombucha is committed to the sniper role. If you're the op guy in CSGO, then you'll have a lot of fun playing Crisscross, because the gun handles almost exactly the same way. Upper mid-torso shots will down opponents in 9 out of 10 circumstances. I'm not 100% on the math. If you want to learn the math, go check out Rogue 9. Basically, limb shots won't do the same, and they'll leave the defender you hit with a very, very big boo-boo. Headshots, well, a little bit overkill. Calypso's scope is the most powerful in the game. It can be zoomed into either 8 times or 12 times. Getting used to either of these sensitivities is, putting it lightly, a bit difficult. I personally like having all of my sensitivities 1-to-1. I do this with a combination of weird settings in my game INI file, as well as my in-game ADS settings. That's not what this video is about. If you want to know how to do that, and I put an emphasis on if, just because I use it doesn't mean you'll like it, but if you want to try it, watch this video. Shout out to Kev2K. Cool. Now, Kali's sniper rifle has some unique characteristics to consider when you use it. First, the gun leaves a big white chemtrail that reveals where the shot came from, and it's pretty daggone loud. Any shot with this gun announces to the entire enemy team where you are. Hit your shot, and you'll be looking at a downed enemy and a potentially easy frag later.
Second room.
We have to get that diffuser.
Yeah, down.
Miss your shot, and you'll have to cycle the bolt. So unlike Glaz, who can do a whole bunch of follow-up shots with his gun, Kublai Khan has to hit her shot. Because if she misses, she has to fire the gun like bang, chick, chick, bang. So that's kind of what keeps her balanced. Here's Rainbow Six caster, Uzumaki R6, to explain.
I don't think they're overpowered. I think that if you're just not going to hit your shots and you don't know where the Kali is, then you're fucked, because you're paying the price for peeking, and that's the only reason why she's quote-unquote overpowered, but she's not really overpowered. She's like, yeah, she's if you have bad crosshair placement, but you can hit your shot, then that's the perfect operator for you. That's the gist of her. You should mention that in your operator how-to, Greg.
The bolt cycling animation leaves Kali vulnerable in the process. Basically, Corpus Christi is the definition of high-risk, high-reward operating that is best suited to the back line, covering diffuser plants, and getting rid of gadgets from a distance, which makes her role just a tad bit different than Thatcher, although it's related. Kali's Splosion Stick can be fired while she is scoped in, and it'll travel in a straight line wherever she aims. Her 3 sticks can be used to destroy defender gadgets within a radius of a couple bandit boxes or so, but they don't have the explosion radius of Thatcher's EMP nades. So if you're trying to help get a wall open, you need to know whether or not it's a bandit or a cage shocking it, otherwise you'll end up wasting a charge on the bottom when his Electroclaw is on the top.
First floor.
When I am president,
Oh my god, I think it's up here. You didn't get to do it.
Just stop talking about hentai.
No.
Also, don't use the charge when Thermite or Habana have put their splody crap on the wall, because then the charge is going to get destroyed by your splody stick. That's my bad.
Do you see me fucking laughing?
That being said, Kali is perfect when the wall gets open. She has such a huge advantage in gunfights. Kali is also very good at dealing with maestro cameras because Thatcher has to throw his nade and kind of hit it in an arc. Kali can take out a maestro camera from a really, really long angle with her scope from wherever she wants. The Splody Stick's tendency to damage enemies and attackers is minimal, and I found that in instances in which they could be used to rout defenders out of hiding spots, it wasn't that useful. Your gun should scare most of them away, probably. Because Crisco doesn't have very good entry fragging capabilities, her secondary options are often used up close. She gets access to the CZ-75 and the SAS handgun. The CZ is a very, very good gun on paper, but it's mitigated by the poor technique of everyone who uses it, i.e. the manner in which they hold it extremely close to their face so that when they fire it, they can knock their teeth out. Jokes aside, balance-wise, this choice makes sense because if the CZ had the sight of the SMG-12, nobody would be using the SMG-12. Except Eclipse, I guess. The CZ has insanely fast DPS and its high rate of fire makes it great at netting headshots, even on accident a lot. Without the big fat sights on it, people will be sniping from a million feet away and wouldn't think twice. But Crimea is in a uniquely unfortunate circumstance because at least you can use the K1A or the Mark 14 in a wide range of engagements. Her sniper rifle is not suited to that. The CZ works great when it gets a kill, and I love it. And then when I can't hit my shots, I hate it, and I never want to use it again. So I just use the P226. Cause it's easier. Just cause a gun is, quote, better to use, doesn't mean that you should use it. I'm well aware that if you have the mechanical skill to use the CZ, you should be using the CZ over the P226. Most people don't have that. I personally hate the CZ. Plus, using the handgun gives me the added bonus of feeling like John Wick when I clutch with it.
No way!
He's upstairs.
Ah, this is bad! No!
Mozzy's me.
One friendly operator.
Oh, Mozzy's still muted. Oh no, bro.
So what's Captain India's job? Here are my tips to get the most out of Calculator. If you have crap aim, you will die. A lot. If you have okay aim, you will still die. A lot. First of all, Siege has one-shot headshots and an incredibly fast T to K, making a sniper's job already 10 times harder if you were doing the same thing in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty or other shooters like it, you get the advantage of a ranged gunfight and the potential of a one-shot kill that allows you to fight with an objective advantage as opposed to your enemies with tools that do less damage at range, and more often than not, they won't have a scope that allows them to make their shots easier. So you have a distinct advantage in those fights. Sniping's not supposed to be a fair fight. That's the whole point. So you should do everything in your power to make the gunfight as hard as possible for the enemy to win. Kali's advantage in this game is her scope. Knowing when to use the scope to get a precise shot at 12 times zoom and when to use it at 8 times zoom so that you get a wider field of vision. I think going back and forth between those two zoom levels and knowing when to do it is very important. Because if you know where an opponent is, or you at least have a generally good idea of it, sometimes you can win a gunfight just with that alone by making your target acquisition just a little bit easier while you swing. There is one thing about Kali that I would be interested to see in the next season of competitive when we get there, and that's how Kali almost ensures a diffuser hold if she has the right positioning, and she basically makes spawn peeking impossible in the right hands too. But once you get the diffuser down, all you gotta do is wait for them to walk into your crosshair, or get a really good idea of where they are, and then just go for the swing, and then bang, easy win. But more important than all of this, remember, professionals have standards. Be polite, be efficient, and have a plan to kill every defender that you meet.
I don't know why you fucking... Oh, he's on the window, sorry. It's the window.
No.
Got Maestro. And that's all you need to know about Kali. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the Wave Check Castle video. Castle.
Yo. Anthony, castle.
Okay.
If I see you two in chat, I'm gonna show up at your house. Alright, Asian 47.
Got 1, 2. Castle's looking like the overwhelmingly majority pick here.
Check.